Hello, welcome to What the Flick. It's just the two of us. Just the two of us. So so it's raining outside in Los Angeles, but still we got ourselves here for you today because it's our public service for you to tell you about Parker. I'm Christy, this is Alonso,
hey.
And Jason Statham is Jason Statham.
Yeah, Jason Statham is the Jason Stathamiest, yes. Okay, so it's an adaptation of the Donald Westlake novel written under the pen name Richard Stark. The gajillionth screen version of Parker, who has been played by everybody from Lee Marvin in Point Blank to Anna Karina in Made in USA. This time he is an honorable thief, but is on a job with some dishonorable guys who leave him dead by the side of the road. So he's out for revenge, which means going to Palm Beach and foiling their jewel thief thing. And Jennifer Lopez is a realtor who gets involved for no good reason. And check it out.
But I'm gonna need the whole score for this next thing.
We made a deal.
If you were me, what would you do with a guy like you?
I'd kill him while I had the chance.
So I said in my review, this is like the bloodiest promotional video ever for Palm Beach tourism because they mention all these very specific Palm Beach destinations by name. Like, here we are at the Breakers, you can get a cab at the cab stand. I mean, it's crazy. Well, but people die really horrifically bloody deaths.
No, totally. But I mean, I think one of the things the movie does interestingly is that they make Palm Beach kind of a character, like it's this unique thing where it's not landlocked, so you can pull the bridges up and keep people from escaping. Like, it's an interesting location, and they do stuff with it. The weird thing about this movie is that if it had just been a Jason Statham revenge picture, bloody and bullet-ridden as it was, that would be fine. But then you graft Jennifer Lopez and her divorced real estate agent problems into it, and it doesn't work at all because she's not the love interest. He has a girlfriend, even though she's got no personality. Lopez and Statham have no chemistry together at all, and her stuff just feels like you could seriously. It'd be like that edit of the Star Wars Episode 1 where they take Jar Jar out of it. You could take Jennifer Lopez out of this movie and no one would notice.
But then there was that scene where he makes her strip down to her bra and panties
That's
to make
why she's in the movie.
To make sure she's not wearing a wire.
I don't know what you're into, but whatever it is, you're gonna need somebody who knows the territory.
Take off your clothes.
What?
I have to know if you're wearing a wire. Don't ask me any questions because I'm only going to tell you what I want to tell you.
And she's in this cute little like polka dotted pink bra and panties. That was blue, I'm sorry. And he should turn around slowly. For the moment we're all holding our breath for to look at J-Lo's ass and it's still there and it's still spectacular after Twins.
She looks great. Yeah, no, she looks great. But like that's the
whole point
of her being in the movie is for guys to get something to look at and to sell this movie to women, I guess, who maybe wouldn't want to see, the women who aren't into Jason Statham doing his thing. But it's like incorporate her more into the story if you're going to do it that way. I mean, I'm not sure which book this is based on. It depends on who you ask. They say Flashfire. I think it's really more based on The Hunter because it kind of parallels the story of Point Blank. But the character has a wife. Parker has a wife, and they could have maybe made her the duplicitous wife. But instead, I don't know. I don't know why she's in this movie. She can be good. I'm not like a hater of her as an actress. Out of Sight, I still give her props for.
But this is not the kind of role that plays to her strengths.
No.
Because they're making her seem kind of weak and girlish and like this kind of wide-eyed, giggly fish out of water.
A hostage,
and she's
useless.
She's there for comic relief to kind of be in the wrong place and it doesn't it doesn't suit her to not be a badass. I'm not saying that she only has that one character in her, but this is not something that is a good fit for her.
No. And again, it's like with Statham movies, there's never an interesting woman. I mean, think about it. Like the Crank movies, you've got Amy Smart, who is only there to have sex with in public so that his heart keeps beating. I mean, he's a Y chromosome kind of guy, and that's fine. But they don't. Yeah, it's these weird things glued together, and they don't fit.
Patti LuPone, we should mention real fast, is the sassy Latina mama, but she kind of classes things up because it's like, oh, it's Patti LuPone.
Well, sure,
there she is.
But then they give her character this whole weird thing where, like, Parker, she's never met Parker before. She doesn't know who he is. Nothing.
Never even heard of him.
Never even heard of him. He shows up up at their house, bloody,
covered
like
in blood.
super, like gashing wound.
It's not like he has a paper cut.
No. And she takes him in and helps him out.
Gives him soup.
Gives him soup. Like, why is Patti LuPone?
Because she's the wise Latina mama.
But up to that point in the film, she has been presented as this sort of like soap opera addict harridan. Why suddenly she's this generous plot, convenience? Makes no sense.
Here's why. Because a soap opera has come to her front door. No, that's got to be it. Because now she's
Maybe.
like, this is really dramatic and exciting, and my life is very mundane. And here's this sexy, hot, bloody guy. What am I gonna do? Not make him soup?
I'll give you that one.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
This is a very violent movie. It's very bloody. Lots of gunshots. Lots of hand-to-hand combat. Knives through hands.
The knife through the hand was gnarly. Alonso and I squirmed.
Yeah,
but it's very perfunctory.
which is fine. And I'm totally down with big violent movie, but it doesn't maintain that. It tries to be too many things.
Taylor Hackford directed this, which is just weird. I just find it's not particularly stylish in any way.
No,
There's nothing special
it's
about
ugly, and a lot of the way the lighting is bad.
On
a
her.
lot of times on her.
How do you make Jennifer Lopez ugly?
But even like some of the helicopter shots of Palm Beach, where you think it would be sort of sunny, or they're kind of dingy, and I don't know. It's a mess, this movie.
Should we mention the supporting cast? It's kind of a great supporting cast.
Great actors
Michael
are wasting their time.
Chiklis and Wendell
Pierce with nothing to do.
Yeah.
Clifton Collins Jr.
Nick Nolte shows up and grumbles a couple times.
Yeah. I mean, just a lot of actors sort of not getting much interesting stuff to do.
Yes, it's weird and a drag. Please do a number.
Yeah, I give it a 3. I like Statham movies, but not this one.
I give it a 4, so our average is 3.5. We can't even tell you what the tomato meter number is because one does not exist. They tried to get us all to hold our reviews until 12:01 a.m. Friday. Good luck with all that. However, some folks have withheld their reviews, and so there aren't that many out there. There are 3, 2 of which are
of them
from
are
us,
ours.
and they're all negative. So enter at your own peril. It is January.